I raise the mainsail, I'm usually on the roof deck making sure the battens don't get caught in the lazy jacks, and Pierre's working the winch. BioTrek is a big boat, and our electric winches are pretty powerful. We joined the World Odyssey rally in Martinique, and we were looking forward to our first departure with the fleet. It was going to be an official departure with photographers and a race start, all taking place just outside La Marina and heading towards Diamond Rock before we all headed out to sea. But when we were raising the mainsail on the anchorage, I was looking at the battens, Pierre was looking at the sail, and all of a sudden we heard a scream from our new crew. His watch strap got caught in the winch and it pulled the hand in. There was quite a bit of damage to the soft tissue of the hand, so it looked pretty gruesome. So we abandoned the start, got the mainsail down, and got him to the dock where we had called emergency. After being bandaged up, it looked like he'd be best treated in Miami, and so we put him on the 4 o'clock direct flight to Miami. Luckily, there was only soft tissue damage and no broken bones, and he was using his fingers and hand by the time we got to the airport. So after a long day in the hospital and the rush to the airport, we decided that we would chill out that evening and start our trip the next day. Departure the day after the rally left. No wind, but we're going towards a beautiful rainbow. En route to Panama.
Good morning.
Have no wind. It's 11 o'clock. Apparent wind 2 knots. We've had to roll the head sail again and drive again. So we've just left and all the other boats are a day ahead, like a light wind. You can see that the boats are loosely grouped. So in a rally, not everyone is together. They can be hundreds of miles apart.
This side goes in the lead, followed by pump.
First lunch at sea at Gratin and Cristofina. Pumpkin and vegetarian patties. Day 1, just after lunch. Converted to cargo? The lock line at the bottom of the sail broke. Is that even Dyneema?
Yeah, of course.
It's just too small.
Yeah.
So when you put a new mainsail on, there's lots of things to be done, but that obviously wasn't big enough. Dyneema, and you're going to put double wrap, I would imagine, right?
Yep.
And the wind is light right now, so luckily it's not too windy to fix it. It's 12:30 a.m. It's pitch dark outside except for a sky filled with stars. The moon is just rising. And while the stars are beautiful on a dark night at sea, a bright rising moon is a welcome sight. Beautiful film. That's it. Keep it on the towel. Good girl. That's one big foam jar. It was a dark night, with a sliver of a moon only rising at 1:30 a.m. Another night, and down below in the cabin I hear the sing-song of the routers that'll help lull me to sleep. Flying fish jump on the trampoline at night, but it's unusual they jump inside the cockpit. I let Teller have a look, and then I threw it back in the ocean to swim away. As you can see from this map, we're only about halfway there, and it's really dark when the moon goes behind a cloud. But the radar shows a clear night. We either steer from the helm outside or from inside the boat where we have time zero map and BNG showing constantly, and by using the autopilot remote, we can adjust the course to optimize the wind flow over the Jenniker, the speed, and staying on course. So with the wind direction fickle, this means a lot of clicking. Pierre had to change the rope for the Traveler because the cover started to fray. With the wind starting to increase as predicted, and the waves getting bigger, we changed the Jenniker for Genoa as our head sail. 9 to 10 knots. So we remove the cushion here so we can see what goes on with the Traveler. And the dog is double tied.
And I'm also setting it up to be ready to take the reef later.
This is us. At what, 4 a.m. here? That's us. That's 2 canoes. Many of the boats went to Los Roques. Some of the boats are still in the Caribbean visiting. It's always hard to capture the size of the waves with the camera, but they were building. I'm not going to see the sunrise because I'm off the bed. We noticed that the rope holding the dinghy had frayed during the night. As the Traveler went past, it had been rubbing against it. So I got in the dinghy and attached some additional cords just to make sure that it wouldn't give way. made so bad?
It's always like this. There's a bend or a current. And the problem is the bottom goes from 160,000 feet to 500 feet to 5,000 feet. I mean, it's just, bottom is like this, the shore is like this.
Acceleration, current, wind, acceleration.
Okay, I want to go take a reef.
We're gonna take a break. After taking a reef, the movement of the boat was much smoother as it moved with the wave. Just came on night watch, so we're gonna go to Panama, look at the traffic. We have a cargo ship behind us. Pierre called him up and he changed course, but he changed it the wrong way. So I've just rolled in the Genoa, so that if you need to roll it quickly, you can. There's the one. Closest point of approach, 0.655 kilometers per mile. Just past us, we're underneath, and you can see we're getting close to destination.
Well, these ships typically can buy two types of fuel to run their engines. The normal marine diesel fuel that they have for those big two-stroke engines, and bunker fuel, which is just the reject of their refineries, which costs almost nothing. So very often they have two tanks on board, and when they are at sea and nobody's able to see them, they run a bunker fuel because it's much cheaper. And when they arrive into a port, then they switch over to normal diesel.
And you noticed that the ship had done what? You saw the puffs of smoke stop? Or?
Yeah, no, that's just a big puff of black smoke, and that's usually when they switch over from bunker fuel to diesel because they have to readjust the engines a bit.
Oh. It's 4 in the morning. We're just sailing towards Panama.
quite slowly. Very pleasant. It's a beautiful night outside, full of stars. Only doing about 6 knots, 5 to 6 knots. As we approach the canal, you can see all the boats at anchor, and the radio is getting active as people call. Do you have any little snoozing? I'm in the canal entrance there. Shelter Bay straight ahead. Panama Canal is that way with the new bridge. Okay, see you soon.